Hello, thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. And today we're looking at solving word problems and how to write an equation in context. So that's what we're looking at today. Okay, so I've done a previous video over this, but today's video I'm gonna use a different method, and it's using tape diagrams. So I'm going to solve these problems with tape diagrams to kind of make it easier to understand what we're doing. So let's take a look at the first example, and I'm gonna zoom in here. All right, Aria has a points card for the movie theater. She received 70 reward points just for signing up. She earns 3.5 points for each visit to the movie theater, and she needs 105 points for a free movie ticket. They want to write and solve the equation, which could be used to determine V, the number of visits Aria makes to earn a free movie ticket. So it's a lot of information there, but the tape diagram can help us break it down. Okay, so we could take it step by step. So with a tape diagram, and I'm gonna draw it out here. You're going to have a total of everything here. So if we see here, we see that um, she receives 70 points, and then she earns 3.5 points, right, every visit, and she needs 105. So let's just start with the 70 points, okay? So she starts with 70 points, and that's our first little box, our first little tape, right? And then she's going to add 3.5 points every visit. We don't know how many visits, but she's going to add 3.5 every visit. And again, we don't know how many visits. They just keep going, right? And we do know that she needs 105 points for the free movie ticket. So we're going to take all of this, right? And it's got to equal 105. All right? That's the total. Okay. So again, we want to write the equation from this information here. And this is what we'll go do. All right. Got that. Let's select. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We'll come over here and write an equation. We know we got the 70, right? Plus the 35 every visit, 3.5 every visit. Okay. And these dots, we don't know how many is it. We're going to have to multiply. We don't want to keep putting unknown 3.5s. We're going to multiply that times the unknown variable, which is V. Okay. And when we add that together, we get a total of 105. Okay. So now we could just solve the two-step equation. Okay. And we're just going to subtract 70 on both sides. Seventies cancel out. We get 3.5 V. 105 minus 70 is 35. And then we divide by 3.5. And then V is equal to T. Thought change colors. But V is equal to 10. Okay. So what do we write over here in these boxes? Well, the first part we're going to write is the equation. That's what we found from the tape diagram. And the next thing we're going to do is write the answer, which is V is equal to 10. So we got 70 plus 3.5 V, make these dots big, is equal to 105. Write all of that inside the box there, or type all of that inside the box. And V is equal to 10. So the tape diagram is to help us see that, okay, cool. We're adding this plus this, and we get this. We get the total here. And we could just lay that out and make our equation. All right, let's take a look at another one. All right, so on this one, Joseph took a taxi from his house to the airport. The taxi company charged a pickup fee of $3.10 plus $2 per mile. The total was $21.10. Okay. And the total could be a good indication of what goes on top. You got to be careful. Make sure it's the total of everything. So the total fare was $21.10, not including tip. It says write and solve the equation, which could be used to determine M, the number of miles in the taxi ride. Okay, so let's start off with what we know here. We've got the 310, just the pickup fee, one charge of 310. So we know we got to have a tape for 310. That's one box, okay? And then next we're gonna have $2 per mile. So that's gonna be $2, $2, $2. And that $2 just keep going. We don't know how many, because we don't know how many miles he drove, right? That's the unknown. Okay, and we know the total of that. I'm gonna put my total down here. It's gonna be $21.10. Okay, now we're gonna make our equation from that. So we're gonna say 310 plus the $2 per mile. And instead of saying 2, we're just gonna multiply 2 times the number of miles he drove, and all of that will add up to equal 2110. All right, now we just solve the equation. So we subtract 3. Well, let me go ahead and write the equation over here first this time. So I got 310 plus 2m is equal to 2110. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and solve the equation. All right, so I'm gonna subtract 310 on both sides. All right, so my 310s cancel out. I bring down 2m, and that'll be equal to 18. Then divide by 2, and m is equal to 9. So then I just write 9 over here. All right, so this is doing a word problem using the tape diagram to break it down so it's easier to figure out what's what. All right, go ahead and pause the video here and see if you can solve this one. Okay, so your answer should be x is equal to 105. Okay, uh, what you want to do, and it's okay if you got your boxes switched around and got 155 first and then 2.5 again and again and again. But you got to make sure that you don't put the wrong thing. You got to read what it says and interpret. So Hunter needs to get his computer fixed. He took it to the repair store. The technician at the store worked at the computer for 2.5 hours. So that's the total amount of hours that he worked. Okay, and they charged him 155 for parts, and determined that the X will be the labor cost. So we got 2.5, 2.5, and 2.5 being repeated again and again. And then we'll add that together with the 155 for the parts. That's just a flat fee. Okay. You add that together and it should equal 417.50. Okay. So then you set up your equation and then you solve from there. Sorry about that. And you should get X is equal to 105. Okay. So that's just another example. Let me show you a different problem that's similar but slightly different. Okay. So in this scenario here, Sophie buys eggs and apples at the store. She pays a total of $22.11. That's the total amount. She pays a total of $4.29 for eggs. Notice how they use the total twice, right? But then it says buys 3 bags of apples. They don't give you the cost per apples. The cost per apples is what we're looking for. Okay, so if you want to make your type diagram, this is how you do it. You'll have the 429 and then 3 boxes for your apples, and then you'll put X in because that's the unknown cost that adds up to equal 2211. Okay, then you set your equation up from there and solve. Okay, so be aware of a problem that comes like that. But that's it. That is write and solve equations in context using tape diagrams. I want to thank you for checking out Mr. Ware's videos. Have a nice day.